Good morning, student. Today I am going to explain lesson number 4, History, Tribals, DQs and the Vision of a Golden Age. Now this part 3. This is the last part of the lesson, and I think that you might be read first part and the second part. Here the history lesson number 4, Tribals, DQs and the Visions of a Golden Age. DQs means outsider. In the first part also I told, in second part also I told, and in third part also I am going to tell you what is means by the DQ. DQs means outsider. Understood? Now which points today I have to discuss with you? That is forest laws and their impact, then the problem with trade, again the search for work. Now the last point is the closer look in that the review of the lesson, in that Birsa Munda's characters somewhat expanded there, and in first part also I explained about Birsa Munda. So you have to read that closer look with your own. Understood? Now here the first point is forest laws and their impact. Now British government has made a forest law. For what purpose they made the forest law? Because they wanted to keep the control on the forest. And the jhum cultivators were there, the shifting cultivators were there. They were against of that one. Now this British East India Company had made the forest law, and according to the laws they had divided the forest, or they had classified the forest there. Now the most important one that is reserved forest. Reserved forest. What is mean by the reserved forest? It means that the particular areas, particular areas, the British government has kept it reserved for their sake. Understood? And here the tribal people in the reserved forest area, the tribal people were not allowed to hunt, not allowed to do the jhum cultivation, or not allowed to collect fruit, bulbs and whatever daily needs there. It means that these tribal people would not get entry where in the reserve forest area. Whenever the British government had made such a law, so these tribal people were very unhappy, and they thought that from where they will get the forest food there, and they will, as their life is depend on the forest, they were not getting it. But they made the law like this. But after that the East India came to understand its impact there. So that is what some bad impact also they had to face. Which one? The area which had been kept it reserved for doing the work, means to cut the timber there. Timber, you know, that is one type of wood, and that is important for to make the furniture, or to make a furniture, and they were making it what the railways logs also there, and for the sleeper also they were using it. This they were not getting a labor. They were not getting labor because people, these tribal people left that area and they went another places there. So this East India Company was not getting the labor to do the work, and to get the labor to cut the trees, that for cutting down the trees. That's why East India's officials had kept one condition. Which condition they kept it? That is these tribal people can allow in the forest, but and they had given some particular part also there. In that particular part of the forest they can do shifting cultivation, or they can collect the fruits and bulbs whatever they wanted there, but particular area is given. But condition is that these people must have to provide a labor to them, that otherwise they must have to do the work under the British colonial rule. Understood? Means what? As if they deny to do the work, now they will not enter where in that particular places. So again what this East India Company, whenever such a law made, that this British tribal people were not happy, and this condition also kept that they must have to provide the labor also. Not only that, they must have to protect the forest also. So forest department, they established some villages near the forest. Understood? Some villages near the forest, because this forest department must get the labor. This law whenever made, so some peoples were there, means some leaders, some peoples were there from the tribal groups. They said that they will not obey such a law there. Thus the forest is not their property. As East India Company was saying that forest is the state property there, but they said that the tribal people said that it is not their property. They were not obeying the rules. Any types of rule they were not obeying, and that among this there was a revolt, and that Sonam Sangram, that revolt is very much famous, and it had been happened in 1900 and 1906. Another is also revolt happened against the British East India Company, and who had done that revolt? It had done by the tribal people in 1938 for to against the reserve forest law. That is the forest law and their impact. Again is the problem with the trade. The problem. Now see, the forest is forest wealth. The traders and the money lenders came to understand the importance of that. That's why they marched towards where? To the forest. And these forest peoples, those who were living nearby the forest, the tribal people were very innocent. And these traders and money lenders has taken the disadvantage of their innocence. Understood? Now they said to that, to whom? To the tribal people, do trade with them. And whenever they started to trade with them, they had given loan to whom? To these tribal peoples there. And if they were failed to pay that one, again what? If they had some lands, they had to give to whom? To that traders or money lenders there. Money lenders, they were giving the loan to the tribal people and taking more interest from them. These people were innocent, then these peoples were illiterate. They could not understand these money lenders, and the traders were deceiving to them, and they were applying what they want. Afterwards, then they came to understand what is happened there. Now here in Hazaribagh, that is the Santhal peoples were living in Hazaribagh. They were doing the silk production, the silk, you know that by the silk it's made the silk cloth, and Indian silk is very much famous in those days, and now also that is. The European countries were demanded the silk cloth, and the silk was very much demanded. These people, they were doing the work, and from where the silk is getting from the cocoon, and these money lenders or the traders were giving loan to whom? To the Santals or to the tribal peoples to do the work on that. And every day on the 1,000 cocoons that the tribal peoples were getting 3 to 4 rupees there. And this middle person were there, he was very much beneficial, and he got more and more money, and he was selling it to Gaya. Gaya means it is one of the place, Prayag, Gaya, and there were suppose he had given to 3 rupees to the Santhal people. Now he was 5, multiply by 5, suppose, then 15 rupees he was taking it from others, that other traders also there. Means the middlemen were there. This middlemen, they were very much beneficial about that one. Means what? This East India Company, that East India Company exploited to all the people, all the sections of the people. Everyone was very much disappointed by the British government, and that's why they had support, everyone support to the freedom fighters and the social reformers. Then only in 1947 we got the freedom. Understood? Now another is the search for work. These tribal people, whenever they were not getting the work, because their forest area kept reserved, and every times they were not getting the work, so these workers were there, the tribal workers, they were going from one place to other places for job opportunity, or they were migrating from one place to other places. Our India, it was this, the geographical condition is favorable for the tea plantation. So East India Company started tea plantation where? In Assam. it whenever they started it, that's the many laborers they got it from the tribal society, and they were doing the work, but on the very low wages. This the East India Company was giving such a very less amount of wages to whom, to these tribal people, and these people were doing too much work there. Not only that, again the coal mines also there. At that time, to work in the mines, it's a very difficult job. But whatever getting it from the mines there, the coal getting it there, and coal is the natural resources, and it is very much important to run the train. At that time, the train was running by the coal only. So this the coal was very important. See, East India Company again the East India Company again wanted some laborers to do the work where on the coal mines there, and these peoples do the work there and on such a small wages there. Not only they were giving the such a low wages there, but whenever these tribal peoples were working in the coal mines, they were not taking any type of proper care about their wealth, and they were not allowed to go at home also there. They were prevented to go at home. Means such a condition were there, where in that when the British rule was there, whenever they try to establish rule where in the forest area, and this tribal people was very much disappointed, and they also done the revolt, and at that time the Birsa Munda helped them, and so the Santhal, Orang, these people, that's Mundas people were there, they were also helped to this Birsa Munda, and that I told you in first part, and the second part also there, Birsa Munda. So people always thinking that Birsa Munda was a god to him. Got it? Now in the closer look, there's characters of Birsa Munda expanded there. You have to read it. Okay? Now, thank you, and read the lesson very properly. If you having any queries, then you can ask me. Got it?